Hey, this is Tracy Lewis with Stuff and Things, and as promised in the previous video, I am back with my new 10 stack storage for the full-size stamp pads, of which I owned this set, and that's it. Everything that I use is the small Stampin' spots, and I put my own re-inkers. So I have this sealed pack of the neutrals that is from 2018, sometime in the summer, I think, early summer maybe, and I am going to unpackage them. I don't even really use these enough to know how to open them very well. We've been using the full-size pads at the stamp class that I attend here at TGO, and the gals who teach it, Beth and Betty, have some of the new style and some of the old style. And I am forever challenged to get these open. And I will tell you that how they come is with a 10 pack. They're all together with a chipboard bottom and the product number. And then each stamp pad is individually wrapped on top of that. So I plan to open these, all 10 of them, put them in their storage, and then I have brought out Lighting the Way, the stamp set, and I have picked 3 stamps, and I will stamp with each color 3 stamps. The bottom does have the labels in the various languages, it looks like, and I'm going to open each of these. I do already own the Stampin' Write markers, and as I slowly build up my collection, I am looking at only buying the new style. I am not opposed to buying them used because I do already own the re-inkers. Okay, so the way I understand you open these is you pull a tad and then there's a finger lift. And that is what it looks like. So I guess I do understand how to open them all right. And I will probably speed up the rest of the opening of all of these, get them all nice and set up in their spots, and then we will do some basic stamp tests. And it is actually early evening on a Friday, and every Friday here in TGO is the ice cream truck comes. So it's kind of funny, my parents are coming here to visit in March. It's my mom, and her husband is my stepfather, not my real father. And evidently, my mom's husband was saying that in his mind, people come to Florida to die. And so I've lived here in a little over a year full time, and I'm sorry, but that is such a misconception. I believe that people come here to find like-minded people and to live how they want to live, because at this park it's all about nature, and everybody here is really into nature. Like if you're on the trail, which we live on the trail, but if you're riding your bike, walking, if there's something cool like a big alligator or a cool bird that's up ahead on the left, everybody will tell you that so that you can see it for yourself and take pictures. And there are people who say they've lived here for 20 plus years, and they are still just as excited about the nature that they saw, that they share it with you. And even after being here 20 years, it's still special to them. And I believe that old people come here, they bike, they do the ice cream truck, they play games, they play sports. Every kind of sport and game you can imagine is done here in TGO. And so I feel like I haven't ridden a bike since I was a kid, and I ride my bike every day now. It is actually my transportation. around the park. We use the bikes 90% of the time, and our golf cart that we had, that the neighbor gifted to us, we are slowly fixing it up, but it still runs, and we use it, but we don't use it very often because we really love riding our bikes. There's movies, there's dancing, there's exercise, bingo, book club, sawdust club, a wood carving club, the Stampin' Up card making. So to me, this is where people go to play after they've worked all of their time and they're ready to relax and enjoy themselves. And there are people here who come here to work as well. Okay, so I've got all of the pads ready to go. I have some basic white, and I am going to grab a pad to put under it, which I did not get ready. So we'll grab it. Even though these are cling stamps, so you don't necessarily need it. All right, so I'm going to put these off to the side. They're just sitting there in the order that they were before, and I am going to stamp. I have a solid, I have an aligned, and then I have a sentiment. So let's just open. And of course, I'm doing this with confidence, knowing that I think that these pads are going to be nice and juicy as if they were brand new. See, juicy as can be. This is basic gray. I'm very excited. I knew there would come a day when I would be able to use these stamp pads. Oh, and look, a little boo-boo there. I have to get my chamois out. And as you can see, it's this dappled late afternoon sun. It is a wonderful 80 degrees and very dry heat. It is just so lovely. The start of the week was very cold, like in the 30s, and frost, which we get very rarely, so I hear. This is our first winter. Well, no, second winter here. Last winter we didn't have any frost. But we also stayed central. We were in the Eustis, Three Flags, or the Villages area. And then ping-ponging between Wauchula and there. All right, so that was the basic gray. And I do remember how to open and close full-size pads. I already opened this one earlier. So this is Crumb Cake. Let's see how Crumb Cake is doing. That looks nice and juicy. Okay, so one of the tricks, I had to work with a lady at stamp class on Friday, is you need to ink up straight up and down, and you can see that that's 2 times now that I've inked this one up. So I want to make sure that I did not tip it on the right side here. I wanted to keep it tilted to the left. And that saved me from having that little extra line. So that's 2 stamp pads over 4 years, traveling in the extreme heat and extreme cold. In 2018, we actually went to Arizona in the winter, and we were in like 16 degrees at Cottonwood, where the Thousand Trails is up there in Cottonwood. And it was cold and snow on the ground. In fact, we got stranded. I had a snowstorm right before the 1st of January. So that would be the 1st of January 2019, when it was in the really, really cold. And we stayed in Arizona for 4 months. Every place we stayed was a higher elevation, so we got snowed on regularly that winter. Okay, what color was this? This is Early Espresso, and it looks nice and inky. And that looks good. I am confident that all of the colors are going to look fantastic. All right, this is Gray Granite. I don't know if I'm going to fit all 10 on this, but I did bring 3 half sheets. So perhaps I will do 5 and 5. Mary Merlot. Mossy Meadow. That is very dark. Night of the Navy. do have a little color on my thumb. Oh, and I see. So that's the big thing with these stamp pads, is with any stamp pad that's full size, avoiding getting any ink on your fingers. Okay, Sahara sand. Yep, Sahara sand. Let's take a look at this one up close. I think those all look beautiful. And I'm gonna switch to a new sheet. So far, so good. Only 3 colors left. Smoky Slate. And the final color, soft suede. Did I say that the other one way up here, that was crumb cake? I might have said soft suede, but I should have said crumb cake. These are rather stiff. The ones that I tend to use are the used ones that have been used in lots of different card classes, and they are far easier to open. So I think they open easier with time. I'm going to do that one more time because that weird thing might have been something I did. Let's see if it's smooth. Yep. That was something I did wrong. I must not have made it flat on the pad. Boy, that looks really dark. So that's early espresso, and that is wet soft suede. Very dark when new. All right. I just had that one problem, and I think that was me inking wrong. I'm going to close this up, and then I'll set out both of them. All right, and here, let's see if from this angle you can see I've got these all set up, all in their little tray spots with space here for the marker. And as I said, I have all of the markers. And now let's take a peek at what these all look like up close. I just don't see anything. If you guys see anything concerning, let me know. I can see that I probably didn't ink these two in that corner because this is the same stamp that inked fine. So that, I believe, is me. And this was definitely me because I re-inked to make sure. All right, let me know if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about this little test I did today. I will have to put in a shameless plug for my new channel that I just started called Color Me This. I have a link to it. It's at the top of my Tracy Marie Lewis channel, the 5th link on the right at the top in the masthead, and go see what my first video is. I did my first ever dog portrait, and it was also my first portrait or first drawing period where I drew something unguided by a tutorial, and it was a lot of fun. I will have the supplies list for the storage and the inks. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you are interested in coloring and want to follow along my coloring journey, be sure to go over to Color Me This and subscribe there as well. And thanks for watching. I'm back because I want to show you how to put on the decals that come on the back of each of these lovely inks. I have been popping off the one with the words in English, and that's on the top, and then the one with no words and the one with the words I've been putting in the front and on the back as another resource to know what color of pad you have. From the side, I've been putting the color, and then I've been leaving on the other languages. And then I put them in their slot, and then I'm going to take a picture. So the way these peel up is really easy. It does show you that you can start at this corner with the little arrow, but you can actually start peeling up on any of the 4 corners. I start at the top and I pop out the English words. I locate the top. It has from the molding system, it has a little bit of a demarcation there where the sprue was back in when they first molded it. And so then I center it, and I don't like that because it's not very centered. So when it's not very centered, I just peel it up and have my finger hold down the other end, and then I can slide it over to where I like it. I am trying to line the wording up in the center of where the finger area is, and I like that. Then I grab the color without any words for the back side. And do my best to center it. And so I don't like that one either. Pretty much all of them I'm not centering. If you guys have a good way to center these, let me know your tip. I have not been very scientific about it, but I like that a little bit better. And that one looks good. So now I'm on the last one. I also pulled out my markers. And I believe I now have them all in place except soft suede. And I will take a final image of the tower for the neutrals that is now complete. And again, I'm not in a huge hurry to get all of them immediately, but I will be collecting them. Probably one family at a time. Like I said, I really want the new style because I am buying the storage, and the storage is specific to this new style, which actually is funny. I call it new. It's at least 5 years old. Oh, that is me wiggling the stand again. Nope, I have to clean that. right, this is my last one. I will toss this little extra video in. Let's let you guys see. Here is the tower. I don't have enough room to do that, do I? So we're gonna make this, we're gonna raise it up. And these are not attached in any way, they're just kind of sitting in place. So here they all are. And I will get a photograph and put that at the end of the video.